The inevitable happened. So this morning, I was editing the blog that I recently just posted when my mother barged into the room and screamed me and my sister to wake up. Like I said before, she wakes me up with the rest of the family so we can get up and leave the house because I'm not allowed to be in the house unless she's there. The first thing she asked me is how I got in the house. She watched her video footage and saw me unlocking the door and going in to get my phone and then exiting. I locked the door and left the house, knowing that I'd still be stuck there for hours in rainy weather. She was more than upset. She started belittling me and tell me that I'm not allowed in her house unless she's there to supervise me. She asked me how I got the key and my sister spoke up, saying she gave it to me. My mom said that I need to never go to my sister's school and ask for anything and that she's taking me off the emergency contacts list for my sisters at their school. She took my sister's security passcode off the security system dashboard so she can't enter into the house. She told my sister that for helping me she's going to have to stay on the porch until she gets home with me. My sister said she's calling CPS if she gets home and she's not able to enter the house and she's calling her father. My sisters can actually go with their dad. He has joint custody and honestly if anything went down I would prefer them be with their dad's side anyway because they have money. They'll be well taken care of. Their family is normally functioning unlike my mom's side. Me on the other hand, she said when she gets home, I'm getting dropped off at the shelter. I'm still sitting out here in the park by myself, no food, water, no access to bathrooms, and not allowed to sit on her porch because I run her security camera batteries down and I look stupid to her neighbors even though I told her I have a job. She doesn't care. Before I got here, she made me record a verbal contract of her and me agreeing to her allow me stay here and then when I get a job, I start taking care of myself. I didn't get it until yesterday and I was still fending for myself. She's still being a total. I have an aunt that's willing to take me in. I called her early this morning first thing after the argument and explained the situation, but I haven't gone into detail about what's going on behind closed doors. I told her about the food and living me out for hours thing. She doesn't know about a lot of things. A lot of things that I've never told another soul. One particular thing is something I don't want to because I don't want weirdos to start messaging me and asking for weird. I don't know if this is allowed here but I'll speak on it vaguely because I feel like it's important to the story. I used to work for the most successful virtual streaming site on the internet. The money was amazing. I made over $1,000 my first day in 4 hours. When I got my first check, it was over $6,000. The first day I did it and I made $1,000. I told my mom immediately. I told her how much I made. She was intrigued. She was also jealous. She would look at me very disgustingly but always ask about my paycheck. When is your check coming? Constantly. I didn't get my check because it kept getting delayed. She kicked me out before it could even get mailed. So I was in another state while my check was being sent to her house. My mom told me. She arranged a date for my grandmother to drive me to meet her halfway to pick up my check. Again, my grandma lived in a different state. Before that date came, she called and told me she lost my check. Magically the day before the day I was supposed to pick it up she lost my check. I knew then and there my mom was a jealous lying. I cried so hard. For hours. That was my first time making money for myself or even seeing myself have a lump sum of money, which $6,000 might seem like nothing to a certain group of people but to me that was life-changing. The day of she told me she finally found it BC a coworker found it in her truck, called her, and told her to come pick it up. Sure, I never believed her but as soon as I got my check, I started spending. I bought an iPhone, new clothes, hygiene products, hair products. All the things I didn't have to take care of myself with before I left her house. I know now that it was irresponsible. I had been sheltered all my life up until this point. Spending the money made me feel good about myself in my situation. I forgot about the detrimental situation I was in when I was online shopping. I was also door dashing a lot. My grandma used to beg me to buy her things and to buy her food. I would share food with everyone in the house, but I only bought things for myself because I am my top priority. I'm the one that's broke without a job that's going to house. I don't need to buy you a pack of. That's your job. I'm grown and I'm buying my own, and no one else's. You don't even know your measurements, lady. She invaded my privacy a lot and every time I got a new package she'd follow me to the room and sit down to watch me open it. She would follow behind me and ask what I had, what it was, how much I bought it for. I would go in my room and lock the door. That's when she started resenting me. She started threatening to take her room back. Her and my aunt would beg for things constantly. I didn't have any socks when I got there so I bought myself some cute cabin socks. My aunt would beg for my socks after I explained that those were my only socks. I just want one pair. I told her no profusely. My aunt would ask me to do her feet, with the nail polish that I just bought before I even got to open it and use it for myself. They had no problem, but when I didn't give it to them, they were upset with me. I was feeding everyone in the house, I bought lots of food. Then my money started drying up, and I started to realize that I had to be responsible and buy groceries for myself. I would buy lots of pasta and yogurt and fruit. My family is a poor black uneducated family in the South. They're scared of things they don't understand and associate them with whiteness to belittle it and make themselves feel better. I would be called white for eating tortellini pasta, for eating strawberry yogurt, eating whole wheat bread instead of Wonder Bread, drinking water instead of Kool-Aid, wearing my pants low-waisted because I have a long torso and wide hips. I can't really wear it any other way, for doing my skincare, for not talking with the stereotypical Memphis accent and using a wide vocabulary. My family called me white when I wasn't doing things that weren't hood enough for them. My own family called me white and would be doing things that weren't hood enough for them. They were that uneducated. It made being there less tolerable day by day. I want to go back in time and reverse it, but I can't. My money is gone. I have minus $50 to my name right now. When I got to my grandma's house, I got a random call from my mom. I was like, hello? She asked me, what's the site? I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? She said the site you stream on. I had to pause and mute myself to sit there and laugh. She talked so much about me being in that line of work and then randomly called me on the phone to do it herself. She talks about herself and makes other people think that she's a saint, she's innocent, and I'm some nasty perverted demon. She tells all her friends really fucked up about me. That's not true and completely biased. She does the same exact thing. I sent her the link to the least lucrative site I could think of because I needed help with my FOFSA and I didn't want her declining helping me when I needed it. So I gave her a site. She told me she's done it over the phone, but I have screenshots of her asking me about it. She thought she was slick by deleting the messages immediately after sending them, but I'm quicker. That's right, folks. Kick your daughter out for being but ask her for details on doing the same thing. That's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the hypocrisy of my mother. I've never told anyone and no one knows she does it. That will be changing today because today she decided that she wanted to kick me out and take me to a shelter. Well, guess what? If you're gonna me over, I'm gonna you over too. I'm airing her out completely. I think I'm gonna tell my aunt everything. She loves to humiliate me, so we'll see how fun it is watching her get a taste of her own medicine. I'm tired of her lying and bullshitting on my name. I'm fresh out of high school. I know nothing. I have nothing. Why must you do this to me? Make me feel as if I'm some stepchild. Like I'm not worthy of a warm place to be, some food in my stomach water, a place to and piss and change my tampon. Feeding me scraps like I'm some kind of dog. You have to be really mental to do some like that. You invited me here knowing I didn't have anything to my name and promised to take care of me up until I got a job, but did you do that? No, you did not. She disgusts me in every way. She talked so much to me this morning while I was leaving and my sisters were all fed up. My aunt's coming to get me after she gets off of work at 2 p.m. My sister left me the keys to the house secretly so I can get my things from the house, and I'll leave her keys in her bedroom. That'll be the last time I come to this house. My mother is sick just like her mom. I didn't realize that my mom was not a great person until yesterday, but I didn't realize that my grandma wasn't a great person until I went to live with her. Always thought of her with high regard, despite not really understanding that I didn't really know her. BC, you know, the title of grandmother is something you hold very dearly, you think of them highly. My grandma's lying, grimy, and both of them deserve each other. Worst mothers ever. They both belong in an insane asylum. I don't know if I should call the cops on my mom or not. She's terrified of the police. I think she knows that if I call them, they'll be up her in a matter of seconds after I explain to them what's been going on. Especially with her younger children. That's very illegal. You know, the best part is we don't even need to record her because she does it herself. She has cameras all over the place documenting everything she says and does and reiterates. It's beautiful. I can't wait to blow up in her face. I long for the day I see that, in handcuffs, I swear. Now I'm not sure on details regarding if she's done anything illegal enough to be sent to jail. But if anybody knows, please let me know. Can she go to jail for this? Because if she can, I'm going to try to make it happen. I think some jail time will do her good.